What do you know about domain flipping? It will shock you to know how much people are making from this silent business every month. This is a perfect how to make money online in Nigeria idea for my fellow Nigerian brothers and sisters, and really it doesn't matter where you live, Africa, Europe, India, UK, US, just anywhere, you can make a lot of money from domain flipping. Domain flipping is all about buying a domain name for as cheaply as possible, and then without doing anything with the domain name, you will sell the domain to an interested party for more than the amount you bought it. There is nothing complicated about it, it's just that simple. So, domain flipping is more like house flipping in real estate. You get a domain very cheap and you sell it for a higher price. I want you to imagine this scenario. Let's assume I live in Lagos, Nigeria. And by the way, Lagos is the most popular city in Nigeria. So let's say one day I was walking down a major street of Lagos and I see a very big food company just opened down the street. But I noticed from my observation that this food center is going to really be a big one in the coming months. And then I checked for the name of the company. Let's say that the company name is called Lagos Pizza. Now, as a domain flipper, the first thing that comes to my mind is to go online and check if this company has a website. Trust me, many times some of these big brands don't even remember they need to have a website while launching the business. And some of them think about it, but they don't get serious about it until the business begins to boom. So I go online and run a check for lagospizza.com and I notice that this domain name is not active, meaning that this company haven't registered the name yet with any domain registrar. Now, at this point, I am 100% certain that within the next 3 to 6 months, this company will definitely want to have a business website for several reasons. That's predictable. So, as a domain flipper, I'll go ahead and register this domain name for myself and keep it somewhere. I will not do anything with the domain name. And so once this company is now ready to launch its website, maybe after they now have a very strong brand, they will notice that lagospizza.com, for example, is no longer available, meaning that someone else has bought the name. Changing their brand name will be the very last option on their mind at this point. And at this point, they will be willing to buy the name lagospizza.com from me. And here, of course, is where I begin to call the shots. Now, I can sell the domain name lagospizza.com to this company and make my profit in return. Now, this is exactly how domain flipping works. Only that you don't necessarily have to be going down the street looking for businesses to register. Everything can be done and automated online, and you can sell domain to anybody or company anywhere around the world without you leaving the comfort of your home. You need to know that thousands of individuals and businesses in countries like the United States, Canada, Australia, UK, Germany, and several others register new businesses or rebrand themselves on a daily basis. So domain flipping is so lucrative and you should take advantage of the demand to start this business and make money from it. For instance, here are some of the top most expensive domain names ever sold on the internet. Of course, you might not be able to sell your own at such ridiculous prices, but even as a starter, you can still make decent amount every month doing this business. So, if you look at these domain names, you will have an idea of what I have been talking about. You can see that they are short, they are highly brandable and very relevant. Your ability to get names like this will determine how much you can make selling a domain name. And a very good secret on how you can get hot names like this is for you to jump on new trends. For example, ChatGPT came to fore just about a year ago. If you had the domain flipping knowledge then, you could simply search for names like chatgpt.com, gpt.com, gpttrainer.com, and other great names like this. Be sure that each of these names will worth some amount of dollars, if not running into thousands or even millions. So, if you want to make millions very fast with domain flipping, make sure you follow trends and new developments in various industries. I guarantee that you will hit a huge profit very fast if you can do this. Number 1. Search for a domain. First, you need to find a domain that is worth buying, just like we have established already. If you want to make the most cash, you will need to optimize your strategy by finding a domain that is both inexpensive to initially purchase and potentially lucrative to sell. When you find a domain that is friendly to your budget, you will need to spend some time evaluating it. There are some important factors that make a domain name potentially valuable. Factors like the length of the domain name. You should know that the shorter a domain name is, the more valuable it will be, as people find it easier to type in a short domain name than long ones. So most buyers will prefer to buy short names. Another thing you should search for is search friendliness. Again, this is where a little bit of SEO comes in. Usually, if the domain name you want to sell has a good search volume, then the value will be higher. Number 3, brandability. Again, if the domain name does not have issues being easily brandable, then you will sell for a bigger price. And of course, the more relevant the name is, the bigger worth it will attract, as you have seen in some of the examples I showed you earlier on. So, these are some of the factors that make a domain name of a premium quality. Once you have been able to come up with a good domain name, then you want to quickly register it with any of your preferred domain name registrars. And once you do that, the name will no longer be available to the public, and so you can sell once you get a buyer for the domain name. So you can either market your domain name by yourself or use the services of third-party agents who will help you look for buyers, and then you pay them commission when the sale is made. Now, if you're a beginner, you don't have to invest a lot of money or energy to start. You can instead start with locally specific domain names in your city. This can be a really good way to start making money from domain flipping in your locality, and then you can scale up to buying and start reselling premium domain names later. This is how to start the domain flipping business. It's easy and there is really nothing complicated about it. If you have any question about domain flipping, then I'll be more than happy to respond to them. Just leave them in the comment section. Please like and share this video, and if you want more videos like this one, then make sure you subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already. Thank you, and I'll see you in my next video.